Hi everybody, it's Heidi. It's been a long time since we've seen each other. I apologize. I really thought about 3 different times I was going to get a video done and I just, there it went. So I suck, I admit it. There's nothing more I could say. It's been a busy month. You know how summer always gets away from you every single year. I mean, that's it for the excuse. I have none. Just been rolling along. So here it is, the middle of September already. It's been, I think, last we spoke, I was about to go on my sister trip. So we'll do kind of jumping around today as usual. I'm sorry. First off, I want to say I got a really cute thank you card from Miss Bonnie, she was one of the winners for my first giveaway. Today I have the winners. I've picked the winners for the giveaway for the last video, so stay tuned for that. And she was so sweet. Sent me some floss. It's these cute little things. Look at that. I think I might put those in my little stitchy calendar. We'll see. We'll see what I get into with that. But thank you so much, Miss Bonnie. That was awful sweet of you. Like I said, life update. Last we spoke, I was about to go on my sister trip back to Ohio. So I did that. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. I did end up stopping by the hardware store in Galion, Ohio, that has a really good, I won't say a corner. It's more than a corner. It's a good sized spot that has a bunch of cross-stitch stuff, a fair amount of fabric, candles and floss, and what else did she have? She had some other stitchy stuff, sewing notions and knitting things too, if I remember correctly. Again, it's been a while. But it was really neat, and it was pouring by the time I rolled in there. Again, every time I drive home it has to rain or do something crazy, but it was still fun. It was worth the trip. I bought a few things. I showed some restraint. It's unusual, but I did. So I did stop there. Gosh, then what? As soon as I got home, Abby, my youngest stepdaughter, or stepchild, my only stepdaughter, we moved her into Radford University, and she started the next week. So she's been there for a few weeks now and doing well. Yay, college kids. It's fun. It's fun to see them go off and do their own thing, and then you kind of get this weird little flashback of the crap you had to go through when you were in college. If you went to college, if you didn't, then you know what? Lucky you, because it was part of it was an extension of high school with the, petty chick things, just dumb stuff, but still, it's an experience no matter what. So she's doing well. And then right after that, it was pretty much, well, Mom went into the hospital. Now she's in rehab. She's about to get out of rehab next week. That all happened with, 2 days after I came home. The next day after that, Mom was in the hospital. So it's been, she's doing fine. Just is what it is. But she's really looking forward to getting out of the rehab. Although it sounds like she's been having fun, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, every time I talk to her, it's like, oh, I was at the luau and we were playing bingo and this and that. I'm like, that sounds pretty good. I don't know. It doesn't take much to entertain me. I'd go for it. Anyways, if you've been watching, you know I have critters galore. I have 3 cats and kind of share Bear, the dog, with the neighbor. And you knew he hadn't been doing well, and we had to say goodbye to him last week. He just made the decision for us. Finally, we knew that tumor was growing, and it was harder and harder for him to breathe. And he just stopped eating and hung out with us for as long as he could. But so, it's never fun. But I'm glad he can run and play again. So that was Bear. And you all saw him a couple times, or knew that he was quite the force since he was such a big dog. he was a big baby. He was great. And then anytime in between getting home and dealing with all that fun stuff, I was just getting ready for Old Salem Days, which is a huge craft vendor show here in Salem, Virginia. If you remember, or maybe I didn't tell you this, again, it's been too long. So you knew I was getting a second freeze dryer. Those of you that have been with me know that I have been playing with the freeze dryer. My sister made me do it. And the first one was fine, and I realized there was quite a demand, and I couldn't really keep up, and I wanted to offer stuff to you guys as well as the people that I know and work with and whatever. And as soon as I ordered the second one, like it was going to be delivered on a Thursday, and on Wednesday, my small one died. Dead. Just said no more. So I had to like remove the little brain from that, send it off for them to fix it. Luckily, the other one was delivered the next day. Of course, it was right before I had to work for 4 days. I work 12-hour shifts, so not real conducive to getting things up and running. It's all right. And then on Sunday, I finally okay, I'm gonna get that thing unboxed. I'm gonna put it in there. And the only thing I had done with the research was like, oh, it needs its own circuit on your electric panel. Okay, because it's a bigger machine, it pulls more, fine. And I go to plug it in, and wouldn't you know, the plug is slightly different. So it requires, it has the grounding post, whatever, of the three, and then one is vertical and the other one is horizontal. And of course, that's not what my receptacle was. So there was some cussing, a little bit of frustration, because at that point it had been a really shitty week. It was like, really? All right. So I channeled my inner electrician father and YouTubed a couple videos. I was like, you know what, I can do this myself. Went to Lowe's the next day, got what I needed, switched the receptacle, and by some magic and divine intervention, it worked. So thank God. Thank you, Dad, for helping me out. Because I was like, really? What else? You never want to say what else, but I was really just wondering what else at that point. Anyways, got that one up and running. And for 3 weeks, that's the only one that worked until I got my other one back. And I would say for 2 weeks now, I've had both of them working. So you can name them. There's a little spot on your screen where you can name your freeze dryer. So I call them Ethel and Gladys. My old girls are helping me out. They're soldiers. They're workers. They're getting it done. So we got all kinds of stuff freeze dried for Old Salem Days, the big craft show. See, I'm slowly coming back to where I was talking about. This is why I need to do videos more often, so y'all aren't bored to tears with all the dumb shit that my life goes with. I'm sorry for that. So that was last Saturday, and of course the weather was supposed to be super crappy, but then it got slightly better. Now it has like 300 vendors. They shut down Main Street Salem. They project anywhere from 15 to 25,000 people roll through there if it goes all day long. The morning was wonderful. It was super busy. My sister and I had 2 spots. So on one spot we were kind of just trying to get rid of all our crafty stuff we've worked with over the years. And the other spot was the freeze-dried stuff. And my awesome friend Amber helped us out, and Rusty, super husband, helped us out, and it took all 4 of us to even half keep up with the amount of people coming into both spots. It was a lot of fun. By 12:30, the people were telling us, hey, start getting packed up. We got weather in the area with lightning. We're not going to risk it. And sure enough, by 1:30, they were like, okay, we're done. Getting people out of there. But honestly, by that time, more than half the crafty stuff was gone, and probably a good 70% of all of our freeze-dried stuff was sold. So honestly, it was wonderful. Good time, except for, trying to keep the tent from flying away and getting drenched, and then drying all that stuff out for the next couple days. But, oh well. Also during that time, at the beginning of August, I had found a place in Bedford, Virginia, called the Homegrown Company and doing consignment with some of the freeze-dried stuff there. And then this past week I found another one here in Salem that just opened up, and that's KB Mercantile. And I'll be selling freeze-dried stuff here. Get her stuff by this weekend. I've made posts on Instagram and Facebook about that. You can find my page under, of course, Potty Mouth Stitcher, which you're watching now, under Instagram. And then I also have the Blue Ridge Snackery, which is the name of the freeze-dried goodies. That's on Instagram and Facebook. And people have asked, hey, where can I get it? Because obviously I don't live in Salem, or I'm not near Salem or Bedford. I'm toying, I don't know what, I need to look into cottage food laws, because I do not have a commercial kitchen. You know, I could be like, oh, it's just me and the cats, you know, playing with your food. No, it's under cottage law, and it's basically, I have to tell people it's not in an inspected kitchen, whatever, but I basically prep it. Goes the food dryer, goes right in the bag. Food dryer, freeze dryer. And so I can only sell through consignment. So I think I can do an Etsy store and stay happy with the cottage food law, but I need to double check that before I say yes, definitely. I think that's what I'm doing. If not, I may just advertise on Facebook and Instagram, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is the logistics behind it. If you want to order something, PayPal, Venmo me, and I'll get it to you. We'll see. It's basically just, you know, people understand. This is not that big of a thing where I even want to consider doing a commercial kitchen at this point. Probably won't ever get to that point. I don't see this taking over the day job. You know, this is just dabbling and keeping me out of trouble. And as we know clearly, I need a lot of help with that. So, I think that's the life update. If not, I'll just keep adding in as I ramble on. You know how it goes. Stitching onto the real stuff. I gotta finish. If y'all knew before, and of course I don't have any proof at this point, so I could just be full of crap and you don't even know. But on the last one I showed you, I had started one of the Shepherd's Bush stockings, the Elizabeth stocking for my grandniece. I had to get that finished before Old Salem Days, because that's when my sister Holly was going to be here, and I finished it. I got all the charms and buttons on it, handed it to her, and said, here you go, Grandma. You get to finish it into a stocking. Maybe when I'm home for Christmas, or at Holly's house in Tennessee for Christmas, I will get a picture of it, assuming she's got it finished, and I'll post it on Instagram or whatever. It turned out really cute, but because I was trying to get that done with the deadline, I was basically a monogamous stitcher, and let me tell you, I was getting real tired of that stocking after a while, so I'm glad it was done. So I didn't really get a chance to get too much else done. So that's the only finish I have. I have no picture, just pretend I'm holding it up and it looks pretty awesome, and oh my god, isn't that adorable? Yeah, there it is. So maybe you'll see it, maybe you won't, but it was cute, and that took up most of my month. Was finishing up that stocking. I did start a new one because, you know, I was getting a little antsy there, and it is this one. You've seen it from my fairly recent haul, Memories of the Past. It's a Hands Across the Sea. I love that border. It's so pretty. I love the purple. So I have started it on a 40 count platinum, Newcastle platinum. Here's my tiny little start. Ba-doop. I'll try not to take out the camera while I'm at it. I like the coverage. I was looking for 46 count fabric, but you know, 40 is still good. Especially for some of these big girls, you don't want them to be, but so, you know, I only have so much wall space. And here I am acting like I'm actually going to get it done someday. It's bound to happen. So there's my cute little start. Love the purple. And I'm really looking forward to getting back in my routine with stitching stuff. I'm just using the called for DMC. I put it on these little cards thinking it would help get some of the kinks out from all the bobbination going on there. But whatever. Slowly but surely, it hangs here. It's getting there. And it's been fun. I only have a couple whips to show you. This one I've been taking in to work with me. And when I get a little bit of free time, I go at it. You've seen it 100 times. This is Ink Circles After the Roses. Dun, da, da. And this is what she looks like so far. What I've done basically is, since you've last seen it, is this. So these leaves, this, and the start of the next little bit there. I think according to Stitch Pal, I've got maybe 65% of this thing done. That's why I figured if I took it to work, I might see it more often. Of course, we're about to go into busy season, so that could just be inviting the worst. We'll see. I'm sorry, this one is on a 32 count sand linen. I've been working on it a good while. Of course, I don't have a start date on it. I don't remember. It's been a year, probably. Maybe more. Definitely a good solid year. And the other whip I've been working on is Teresa Kogut. Land That I Love. I started this one when I was home last year, so the end of May. And I still have it in the old Q-snap. So y'all just have to stand by and wait for the whip parade whenever that gets done. I guess traditionally it's more like the beginning of the year, so won't we all be surprised when we see how much of this bad boy's done. Anyways, pretty much what I've done is this little rope of strawberries, group rope, whatever. And then a little bit of this border. I would say we're getting in on 50% of this one. I'd have to look at my Stitch Pal. Or maybe my my little calendar that's sitting right here. And this is a 32 count tin roof. Tin roof. I say roof. Roof. Whatever. Potato. Well, here's my August calendar. Mostly filled out. If you look at it closely enough, you see a lot of Elizabeth, right? The purple is when I started the Memories of the Past, the Hands Across the Sea. But yeah. I guess there's one little day. I did work on lilies. Not enough to show you. Really. You'd be underwhelmed at best. You're like, oh gee, thanks for showing me that 10 stitch. Makes a big difference there, Heidi. Alright, I'm looking up Land That I Love. Well, so much for that. Couldn't tell you. The last one I had marked was back in April. And that was 36%. Let's just be generous and say I'm about 40% done now. You know, trying to stay positive. But that's it for the whips. Plans. Well, I have a retreat coming up. I'm woefully behind on getting anything ready for that. Big surprise. I need to seriously get my poop in a group if I'm going to participate in the Smalls Exchange. The retreat is the Barefoot Needle Arts Retreat down in Myrtle Beach, and it's the first week of October. I think I've heard from at least one person that actually knows who I am, because I'm such a big deal, right? That's going to be there. So looking forward to meeting her. And anyone else out there, let me know if you're going to go or if you're going to be in the area. That'd be awesome to see you. And go check out their store that I've heard awesome things about. If nothing else, check out their Facebook page and their updates. I think they even do have a Flosstube. But they do weekly shop update videos, and they're really good at getting all the information, all the cool stuff out that they got. They're putting together another North meets South, a Stitch Con type thing. I want to say that it is Stitch Con because it's not like the Stitch Con, but it's like, I think, a big, from what I understand, a big vendor thing where everybody can come together and see cross-stitch vendors there. It's going to be in the DC area. I think it's next August. I know they said they've already opened up hotel rooms for it, but again, I'm not doing it any justice. Go check out their Facebook page, their website, whatever, for all the information on the North meets South. And they are doing it in conjunction with another store that's more northern, I think out of Jersey or Massachusetts. I'm not entirely certain. Again, trusting my memory is scary at best. So that's what I remember of it, but that sounds pretty awesome. And I might be checking that one out. So that's kind of, like I said, looking forward to get back into my rotation where I just try to get 1,500 stitches done, getting through all my projects. I kind of missed some of the projects that I've been working on, so I'm looking forward to switching it up. And there's something to be said for the cool nights, right? Where you can, it's like, hey, it's dark already, I'm going to go inside, and oh darn, I'm just going to stitch for a while. Catch up on my Flosstube. I'm really behind on that. And I just enjoy life again. Slow it down a little bit. So there's my plans. I do have a little bit of haul to show you. First of all, I've got my Stitch More, Worry Less t-shirt. And I got that from Joe's Country Junction on Etsy. I think other people have seen those shirts that she's got there. I need to get one of those too. Have something different to wear at the retreat. I did buy one of the retreat t-shirts too, but you know, I think it's 4 days total, so what to wear? Might have to buy another shirt. But check them out. It's her and her daughter. They both do goodies on Etsy. And it's really soft. I love it. Like I said, when I went to the hardware store, Cross Stitch in Galleon, they had fabric. What is this? Some 40 count vintage country mocha. You know, it's like the go-to. But if you know, when you find one, you snag it because it fits everything. And then these were Atomic Ranch fabrics, another 40 count primrose. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Might be a little bit darker yellow, believe it or not. It's hard to tell. A little bit more spring yellow than what's showing up on the camera. And then another Atomic Ranch fabric, 46 count. And this one's Rainy Day. Kind of a blue, gray mottled. That was super pretty. So, like I said, I restrained myself. Getting ready for probably being ridiculous at the retreat. She did have some cute little stickers. Can't resist stickers. Stitch some happy. Absolutely. Look at this one. Isn't that cute? I love it. Here we go. Who doesn't watch Floss Boss and Cousins? They could probably use one of these, put it in their calendar, and just, you know, add the rest. I'd seen this a couple different places. The resting stitch face. And cross stitch makes everything better. Absolutely. It's a great way to just forget about the rest of the world, right? Haul-wise, the only other thing I have, and it's going to be tricky to show you this, but once you see it, you're going to know what it is anyways, right? So in the garage sales, you're always looking for anything crafty. Did find a little bit of stitching stuff, just some floss, nothing exciting to show you. Not like a major haul like I found last year, which was this lady's leftover goodies, and it was a whole bunch, just boxes of floss and whatnot. So, I mean, that was wonderful. So, not as impressive this year, but I did find this. And my sister and I basically saw it at the same time, and she's like, if you don't buy that, I will. So, see if I can lift it up. It's one of these guys. I'm sure it has a real name. But you know, where it slides open. Right? Don't really have anything in there yet. I have a little bit of my fancy floss in there because I figured that's what I'd do with it, is basically use it for fancy floss. But the impressive part was the price tag. $2. I mean, for real. So I had to bring them home. $2. That was a steal. Quite literally. And it's in wonderful condition. Really. There's a little bit of paint on top. Little dribbles that if you weren't looking for them, you wouldn't see it. So it's here in my little stitchy room with my other little... I found this at a garage sale years and years ago. That little guy right there. Oopsie. Ta-da! $5. That right there was $5. The bookcase behind me was my parents'. I need to find this. I need to ask Mom the story behind it. It's oak. And in the bottom of it, it still has the tag on. I think it says like 1910 Cincinnati and gave the name of the company. It's a bookcase. So this locks and pulls down. And it has the glass doors that pull up and slide into it. My dad had a friend of his that was a woodworker refinish it and put it back together. I think there was a little bit of damage, but you wouldn't know it. I think it was just got pulled apart more than anything. And yeah, so that's my stitchy spot. My life mooched and or found at garage sales. The little light there, garage sale. You know, you find the best stuff. I mean, anyways, now I'm just rambling. Let's get to the good stuff. I have winners. Winner chicken dinner for a little giveaway. Now, I'll put it in the show notes. Just my email. If you're a winner, please just email me and say, I'm a winner, give me my crap. And give me your name and address so that I can get this to you in a timely fashion. and again, I thank you all for sticking with me for these past, gosh, it's been, I think, 6 months we've been doing these. I'm sure as I get into winter, I hope I'll be a little bit more frequent and try to keep you entertained. Some days are better than others. Now again, I'm just rambling. So our first winner of our little Mill Hill Ghost, cute little thing. I believe that is with my little. I just use one of the little online picker deals with the code words. I can't speak today. I'm sorry. Y'all are like, girlfriend, just get to it. Anyways, I'm sorry. The winner for this one is Millennial Stitchers, Miss Sarah. You're the winner. Winner. So send me your info in an email, please, so I can get this out to you. Or since I know you're fairly close, I'll meet up. I'll buy you lunch. How about that? Just tell me where to find you and I'll bring you your goodies. Next one up was the Prairie Schooler Summer Breeze. And our winner for that is Haphazardous. That's your name on the old YouTube, Haphazardous. You're the winner. Winner, winner, stitchy dinner. Send me an email. Tell me you're the winner. And then the third, I don't have anything pretty. You can just imagine I've got it right here. But the third was, shut up, put your money where your mouth is. I want to taste some of these freeze-dried goodies. So this is going to be a sample box of goodies. When you email me your name and address, if you have any idea of what you'd like, or if you have any specific, oh dear God, deathly allergic to apples or candy or whatever, and how horrible would that be? Let me know, and I will make it worth your while. So the winner of the freeze-dried sample box is Angie Convica. Leave it to me to find somebody that has an interesting name that I will slaughter. It is spelled Konvicka. Convica. Angie. First name is Angie. Send me an email. You get freeze-dried goodies. So, again, I'll put the email in the show notes. I just thank everybody for making it. I'm sorry this one's short, making it through this one. I'll do better. I hope to see you here in another couple weeks. And, happy stitching. I'll talk to y'all soon. Take care.